As a result of the lockdown, a lot of people have been sat at home, bored with nothing to do. And when you're bored with nothing to do, you need to find something to quench that boredom. So in this video, I'll be talking about a form of entertainment that apparently a lot of people, my sister included, have taken up during the first lockdown: anime. Now if you're wondering, I personally don't really watch anime. I know, shocking, right? I've watched two because they used to be on the TV. I've watched a bit of My Hero Academia because a lot of people have recommended it to me. And when I'm done with that, I'll eventually watch Attack on Titan because my sister's begging me to. But anyway, the point is, I don't know much about anime. I definitely don't know enough to objectively say whether anime is good or bad. However, what I can say is that the anime watching community is one of the worst communities ever. So much so that I'm almost scared to join it. So in this video, I'll talk about why I don't personally intend to watch anime. Most people in this community are so stupid and illogical. For example, and this is something that actually happened, remember when I said I was watching My Hero Academia? Well, my sister told her friend, and she was apparently very unsettled by this. My sister asked her why she reacted the way she did, and she was confident enough to say, people who start with My Hero Academia will have whack anime taste for life. Okay, let me just spell out why that's so stupid. Okay, firstly, what makes you think this is my first anime? All my sister said was, he's watching My Hero Academia. No amount of text analysis can make this mean anything else, okay? Such a simple sentence, yet she still manages to misunderstand it. You see what I mean? And by the way, the two that I have watched are by no means short. Look at that! 449 episodes. That's about 172 hours straight. So I think it's safe to say that by now, my anime taste has been absolutely raped. And secondly, why My Hero Academia? What makes My Hero Academia that much different to any other power-up based anime that a few episodes of these can completely ruin your anime taste, yet an entire week's worth of these can't do anything? And even if it does, so what? I couldn't care less about anime anyway. I'm only watching it because it's been recommended to me, you pillock. And also, what did you expect me to do in that scenario? Hey Lightning, I know you're not an anime person, but there's this anime called My Hero Academia, and you just have to watch it. You need to watch it as soon as possible because it's amazing. But make sure to watch a bunch of other anime beforehand to make sure your anime taste is intact. What sense does that make? The anime bandwagon is one of the most lethal bandwagons I've ever seen. Bandwagoning in of itself is already stupid, but the anime bandwagon is way worse. Once there is a trend in the anime community, you effectively have no choice but to follow it. And to make things worse, the anime community loves to hate things for no reason. Let me show you what I mean. In Inazuma 11, there were 4 series, and in each series, they'd introduce a new mechanic to try and make it more interesting. And the mechanics, whilst they were cool, received their fair share of criticism. As a result, they made 2 more series where they A, ensured that everything made more sense, B, got rid of the things they were told to get rid of, and C, improved everything else. Now given that they've just done what you've asked of them, you'd think that people would be appreciative of these 2 new series. But no, instead they got criticism. Now listen, the criticism in of itself isn't a problem, but what is a problem is them criticising it for doing the very things that you asked of them. No, I'm not kidding. Most people hated it because they changed the things they asked them to change. Listen, if you go and criticise something and then realise your criticism was invalid after they've already gone and changed it, that's your fault. And your fault only. And, may I add, before this, the series was terminated for 4 years. 4 years! So given that they've now brought back what was for many people their favourite series after 4 years, it makes no sense that your initial reaction would be to criticise it. And especially not for the reasons you did. And perhaps worst of all, because of the stupid criticism they received, the video game that the anime was supposed to be advertising, which was supposed to come out ages ago, yep, they terminated it. Just because of these wankers. I don't know much about Attack on Titan, but my sister does, and as we were walking home from school, she told me all about it. So apparently, the company that made the first 3 seasons was for some reason unable to make the 4th, so they asked another company to make season 4. However, they only had 8 months to do it in, which might not sound like a big deal, but apparently the previous season took about 3 years, so 8 months is stupidly short. And obviously, because they can't do that, they have to resort to using bad CGI. But hold on, when you hear the words bad CGI, what do you immediately think? Exactly, the CGI that they did use was bad. So a few weeks ago, I decided to look it up and see what all the people were complaining about, and I expected to see some disgusting CGI. But then I actually went and looked at it, and I'm telling you, I don't know what they're complaining about. It looks fine. And don't get me wrong, I can see why you prefer the non-CGI to the CGI, but from the few clips I did see, no cap, Attack on Titan has some of the best CGI I have ever seen. Especially considering how restricted they were. Seriously, considering how picky some of you are, you don't even deserve a 4th season. But the thing is, bad reasoning and the hate bandwagon aren't even the main things that put me off anime. This next thing is the stupidest thing that the anime community do, which is the main thing that puts me off it. And to anyone who isn't familiar, this is going to sound so retarded, but it really is the case. Just listen, in the anime community, you can literally get judged for watching anime in your spoken language. Yes, I'm serious. You can be the nicest person on the face of the earth, but if you dare watch anime in English, you'll be seen as a reincarnation of the devil. And obviously, when you're going to judge something for something as petty as the language they watch your series in, you need to come up with a reason as to why you do it. So let's hear them out, okay? Why is it so much of a problem for people to watch anime in English? But Lightning, did you know that they changed the names of the power-ups in English? Yeah, they do. They change it to mean the exact same thing. The main thing is, some things, whilst they might sound cool in Japanese, don't sound nearly as cool or just don't make sense in English. So all the translators do is change the names so they do make sense. Why is that so difficult for you to comprehend? But Lightning, the voices are cringy. No, they're not. They sound fine. I mean, with some anime, the dub is targeted to a much younger demographic, so it might be cringy in that sense. And even those ones aren't that bad. In my opinion, the voices of the characters is nowhere near as important as actually being able to hear what the characters are saying. And because I hold this view, if I were to join the anime community, I would by default be put at the bottom of the food chain. Because how dare I understand what the guys are saying? And out of interest, if watching anime is really as good as you lot claim it is, then why would you give yourself such an airy-fairy sissy name to describe yourselves? If you don't know what I mean, someone who regularly watches anime is called a weeb. A weeb! Does that sound like the name of someone who's just found the apex of entertainment? And for goodness sake, if any of you weebs love anime, or anything in fact, to the point where you have nothing better to do than to go and dress up as the characters, in the nicest way possible, shove a bowling ball up your anus. I mean, just look at this moron. They've willingly gone and spent over $40 to buy a costume that makes them look like a spanner. Again, over $40. That's about 29 quid. They've willingly traded 38 packets of plantain chips to look like a wang stain. If you want to show your appreciation for an anime, there are so many better ways to do it. Like for example, learning to draw the characters, or even maybe a mini animation. That way, not only are you showing your appreciation for the anime, but you're also learning a skill that can benefit you. Like, what do you gain from this? That isn't a rhetorical question, by the way. I genuinely want to know what was going through this drug addict's head that made him like, you look like you've lost the plot, mate. Anyway, that's why I don't intend to join the anime community. It is easily one of the most inimical groups of people to be a part of. And goodness me, this was a long video. But on a serious note, to all of you anime lovers, can you lot just pattern? Thanks. But anyway, video's over. See you next time, I guess.